Me, Pat Butler, Corey Roddick. We'll play a bunch of brand new metal for you. We'll play some classics. We'll play your requests. We'll play local Northeast Ohio metal in there as well. So tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, 2 hours to midnight is our metal show here on The Buzzard. And then Sunday morning, it's the Week in Cox. That is 2 hours of the best stuff from this week. A short week, but we squoze a lot into it. And Poundcake and Bill are your hosts for that. So that's 8 to 10 Sunday mornings on The Buzzard.
Congrats to your co-host, Pat Butler, on making it to the Fantasy Football Championship.
Oh, awesome.
For iHeart.
Oh, he's great.
I was in the playoffs.
What does that mean? He
had
won,
the best.
or?
No, he's in the final is this Sunday. Is he the one that beat me? Let me check real quick.
He may have. He's quite wily.
I think he's the one that beat me. I think his team kicked the crap out of me this week because he had who was that? That was that's week 18. Also, I don't like that we do our finals. No, JR beat me. So he's up against JR, who doesn't even work here anymore.
I was going to say JR's not even here anymore. He's still in the pool, though.
Still in the league, yeah.
All right.
But Pat Butler and him going head-to-head this week, and he's like, don't talk about it.
Don't jinx it?
Yeah, he doesn't want to jinx it, so I'm jinxing him.
About 10 minutes away from that last trip to L.A. for you, too, for our Alter Ego Festival. Paramore dropped out, but Fall Out Boy is replacing them. So depending on which way your musical Peter teeters, that might be an upgrade for you. The 1975 is also playing Black Keys from Akron, Ohio. 30 Seconds to Mars. How do you feel about abs? Because Jared Leto has about 12 of them. And Bush, some 41, a lot of it. So out there in Anaheim.
Come on, man.
Pardon me. It's about 8 days away. It's next weekend. So the last trip for you to go out there with a pal at 5 o'clock. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how are you? Love the show, man.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Hey, excuse me. You were talking about HPV and guys don't get it. Completely untrue. I had HPV. I have the HPV virus. I had throat cancer back in 2020.
Well, Jeff, not that guys don't get it, but that it's very difficult to detect in guys, whereas it gives women a cervical cancer. Guys,
that wasn't that hard. I had a big lump about the size of my about an egg on my side of my throat. And if you do an HPV test, it'll show that the virus is in your system. Everybody gets the HPV virus pretty much. Okay, just going to educate on. Everybody gets it, but most people, their body finds a way to fight it. So right now, the HPV was almost a year and a half clear, nothing in my throat. They found out it's in my lungs now. So yesterday, matter of fact, was my first dose of immunotherapy, kicking my ass, my butt today. I feel like a train hit me, but
I'm sure
it goes down into your lung. You can go anywhere else, and then get it. You know, Michael Douglas, I think that was who had throat cancer. That was HPV virus. That's for eating, bad.
I thought that was like, wasn't that apocryphal though? Like that Michael Douglas got it that way.
No.
Really?
Well, no, it's true. Yeah,
okay, but also
women. But so go ahead.
I know
what
that.
I was saying
go
was
ahead,
that the rate at which it causes things like throat cancer in men is significantly less than the amount of women that get cervical cancer from it.
It's a good possibility. I couldn't give you those numbers, but I know it's all related, and it goes both ways.
I mean, we've talked about with Dr. Berglund, you can get penile cancer, you can get anal cancer if you're a guy, all kinds of nasty stuff from HPV.
Sure.
And Poundcake out there, his chances of throat cancer go up considerably too.
Well, I'm also...
Thank you, Jeff. I hope you feel better, pal.
I'm working on it, man. I ain't giving up.
All right, thank you.
But also, congrats on how you got it, man. All that chopping.
It showed you got laid. I'm also weary of that stuff because, your body is supposed to fight it, but someone who has an autoimmune disease, my body's always fighting itself anyways. So I don't want to,
double up.
Yeah, I don't want to make matters worse with a foreign substance or a foreign, virus in my body and then, not be able to fight it or my body go into overdrive. So I'm scared too.
Hey, Dreadhead.
Alan.
What's up, man?
My brother in Christ. How are you?
How are you, sir?
I'm actually terrible, but I have an answer to. You got to answer honestly, man. Then people stop asking. So actually have the answer to some of your questions, man. You know, I was watching back a lot of these shows from last year while you guys were off, and while I was off, I got came off the road for from truck driving right before Christmas. I've been watching a lot of these shows, man. I'm not going to tell you all the answers because it eat up your whole show, and I know you don't want me to do that. But when people are van living, they do the same things truckers do. They go to truck stops and they shower there. They fuel up, whatever else. You would ask that question. Poundcake, man, you got to stop letting these guys. The amount of times, all these shows I was watching, the amount of times I watched Alan mess up a sentence or a phrase or wording, man, you got to get these dudes back, man. Mary, congratulations. I hope you do well out there in
New York State.
Yeah, in Albany.
It's,
so your question is what, Dreadhead?
No, I'm just calling to talk some mess to you, man.
To me? What did I do?
Nothing, man.
Oh.
General,
we got to bust your chops a little bit.
My what?
Yeah.
He wants to bust
Yeah,
your
bust
chops
your chops a little bit.
Yeah, I don't understand on what, though.
About nothing specifically, man.
Okay.
He said
Just
that.
general
Yeah,
chops.
I'm just welcoming the new year. You know?
Gotcha. Okay. To randomly.
However,
okay. I will consider my chops busted.
However, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, I had a manager who was doing none of his job. When I was doing the voiceover thing, I'd get like a few jobs here and there, maybe a couple $100. How do you find a good agent?
How do you find? I mean, you send your demo to a bunch of agencies until somebody says we would like to put you in our stable. I mean, you don't even really need an agent anymore. I mean, I still have one, but I couldn't tell you the last time she called me and said that she had, I mean, you can. There's so many online voiceover. There's just places that do it that you can submit your own demos and they'll send you auditions. And,
Bill, didn't your friend Stefan Johnson just reach 1 million followers over the break for his voiceovers?
He reached that on Instagram. He's got tons on TikTok too.
Yeah.
I think he's got like 5 or 6 million.
He's on another level.
But I mean,
like, he's got. I don't have great pipes. I just have like regular.
But Dreadhead's got great pipes, and so
that's
I think
what I'm saying.
So but he got there by just creating content constantly on TikTok, and people engaged with that, and it led to all sorts of opportunities from doing stuff for Bally Sports. What movie was he just doing voiceover stuff? What was it? It was something real big.
He posted something that he's in, like doing some promo voiceover or something, some major motion picture.
The Netflix series for Scott Pilgrim, he was a voiceover. He did voiceover in that.
There you go.
So he's been doing stuff. So creating content is going to be, it's going to help. You want to keep sending out demos to all those different places, but if you can come up with engaging content online, that's also going to help when you got a voice like that.
You have a lot more avenues than we used to have back in the day.
Yeah, back when you guys were kids in the 90s.
I wish. I was a kid in the 70s, homie. All right, good luck out there.
The 1890s, brother.
Oh, yeah! He did. He busted my chops.
Roasted.
He said he was going to do it, and he did it. All right, thank you, Dreadhead. Good luck out there.
Good day, man.
All right, you too. Hey, let me give you this trip to L.A. It is our iHeartRadio Alter Ego Festival. Paramore is out. Fall Out Boy is in. And you can be there as well if you want to be. I hope you win. Good luck.
Now, your chance at a trip to our iHeartRadio Alter Ego. Text the nationwide keyword ROCK to the number 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's ROCK to 200-200.
I was watching. I really haven't paid any more attention to this than I think most people have, just out of morbid curiosity. The Jeffrey Epstein thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they released this list of people. And it's not really new news. I mean, everybody kind of knew most of the people who were on this Jeffrey Epstein travel log. It was Clinton. It was Trump. It was Les Wexner, who was pretty much Epstein's benefactor. There were some strange, some names you didn't expect to see. David
Stephen
Copperfield. Stephen Hawking. Epstein, this lawyer I was watching last night, he's like, the people who are on this list, my advice to them would be to just not say anything. Because there's a lot of people, because of this pedophile island or whatever, that blankets the whole thing. But there are a lot of people on this list who just knew the guy. Rich people all hang out together. So this was a really rich dude. So like Leonardo DiCaprio is on the list, and Kate Blanchett, David Copperfield, and Stephen Hawking. And yeah, there are some people on the list who are very much alleged to have done some nasty, nasty stuff. But I think the large part of this list are people who like knew the guy, because famous and rich people all rub shoulders together. And it might be embarrassing to be on that list because everybody just goes, "Ooh, they were down there, poking 12-year-olds or whatever." His lawyer says, don't say anything.
So my advice would be to not say anything. As much as it is human nature to want to defend yourself, I would say don't say anything. Don't give any response. There's so many names mentioned. Information is like inflation. The more points of data that are out there, it devalues every other one. Let yourself get lost in the sea of what's going on. Let it come out. Let it play out all the way. Don't play your cards until the end.
Mm-hmm. Don't say George Lucas was on
How to be a
right?
successful pedophile from this.
No Jimmy Kimmel, by the way. ESPN has a big Aaron Rodgers problem right now, by the way, because Aaron Rodgers, ESPN is part of Disney and Kimmel's on ABC, and Aaron Rodgers like, yeah, they're going to find Jimmy Kimmel's name on this or whatever. And so Pat McAfee.
How did that even come up? Do they have beef or something?
Yeah, they've had some spat or something. I don't know. Because Aaron Rodgers
is very anti-vax, and Jimmy Kimmel's been very outspoken about things like that, and so he likes taking shots at him, and now it's getting to a point where it could get litigious.
Yeah. So yeah, there were about 150 names that they said were expected to be made public. There's some
I'm
people.
sure there's so much more. So many more.
I'm
names.
sure there is.
Over the course of what?
But again, a lot of it.
Years?
Yeah, a lot of it were just people who flew on the plane. Trump's name came up because they were pals, but the guy was also flying to like Trump's casinos. Clinton on there. But again, none of that's new information. These were just things that had been previously. The Stephen Hawking thing was wild to me.
It's insane.
Because that has to be really embarrassing for the Stephen Hawking estate, because he used text-to-speech to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So you're never going to believe this, Bill. They have his actual transcripts.
Okay.
Would you like to hear them?
Of course I would.
The actual Stephen Hawking transcripts.
There we go.
From.
Let's make a baby universe. All I need is a black hole.
Let's make a baby universe. The real Stephen Hawking transcripts, Bill.
The real ones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry if my wheelchair rolls over your nipple.
Oh, that's so nice of you. He was worried.
I spent my life studying wormholes, but I've never seen one up close like this.
Oh, this is
Gross.
embarrassing. Embarrassing for the Stephen Hawking estate. And there's even more. Can you believe it?
I can't.
I can.
I wrote a book called A Brief History of Time. You are going to see the brief history of my boner.
Oh, this Stephen Hawking. He was such a rake.
A scholar.
A scoundrel, this guy. Oh.
I hope you don't mind. The only lube I have is wheelchair grease.
Oh, my goodness. The only lube he has is wheelchair grease, Poundcake. Stephen Hawking. Anyway, those are the real transcripts from Stephen Hawking's time in Jeffrey Epstein's company.
How'd you get your hands on those?
I have my ways, Mary. I've got connections.
Is your name on the list?
I didn't see my name on the list. I have no connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
Interesting.
Other than having the actual Stephen Hawking transcripts. So, yeah, the usual parties are going back and forth. The Trump people only want to talk about Clinton, even though Trump was really good friends with Jeffrey Epstein. They were hanging out all the time. But if you're a Trump fan, they're like, he didn't know what he was up to. He's simultaneously a genius and the dumbest man who's ever lived. But, yeah, a lot of it was kind of old news. And there are a handful of people that, like, were begging to not have their names released publicly. And so they were seeking a continuance on this. That's why I didn't realize that the list was, everybody said that list was going to get released, but I thought that they had already kicked the can down the road 30 days because there are a number of people.
Well, there's still a bunch of names redacted. That's what I'm saying. Like they waited they sat on this for a couple years, and then calculated which names they would feel comfortable releasing. Like it's not. They didn't just willy-nilly just toss over 1,000 documents out there. They allowed some to come out.
Yeah. Also, the list of names is just data, just a list of names. But some of the depositions from the girls is weird when they were like, did you ever meet? Because they ask these people, did you ever meet Leonardo DiCaprio? They're like, no. Did you ever massage Trump? They're like, no. But one girl was like, David Copperfield asked her whether she knew that girls were getting paid to find other girls. So there were people that, like, obviously, if you spent any time around Jeffrey Epstein, the word was, like, not everybody went out to that island, but everybody kind of knew what was going on there. Alan Dershowitz, the lawyer, like, his name's on there 137 times. Other people are like, once, twice, probably because, the guy flew him on their plane or whatever. Dershowitz, he might have some problems because they ain't just flying you around 137 times. You're going out to get your head rubbed in canola oil or something. So, yeah, David Copperfield. I'd like to make this disappear. Don't bail now.
I didn't. That's fine.
They refer to him as a regular guest of Epstein's. And, what I really would have liked to have seen is on that list of names is, of course, he's been dead for quite some time now, but the late Robert Hedges. It would have been great to have seen his name on that list. If you know, you know.
I don't know who that is.
It's okay. But, yeah. So they're tossing this thing around, and the usual suspects are getting upset about the usual things. But Poundcake's right. I'm sure there's going to be more information. But I just like that lawyer. They're like, what advice would you give people? I would give people the advice to shut up. Don't say anything.
That's so messed up, dude.
How so? The Pedo Island
people,
thing?
Yeah, that rich people just can do stuff like this or have access to things like this.
No, rich people have access to anything.
And cover it up.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yep.
the whole situation is just so screwed.
Yep. You're screwed. Literally.
Those poor girls.
Somebody texted, yeah, it's terrible. Well, and that's where the depositions of these girls, that's why Prince Andrew was, like, neck deep in this, because, like, he's the guy that they were like, oh, yeah, he was on the bottom of a 14-year-old puppy pile. And, everybody distanced themselves from that guy. Jeffrey Epstein, of course, whether you believe that he did or did not kill himself, he ain't around. Ghislaine Maxwell's in prison. Someone referred to him on the text as David Slopperfield. I don't know that. I don't know that that's a name that he would appreciate, quite frankly.
I remember George H.W. Bush. He nicknamed himself David Copperfield. Remember?
Yes, that's right. Bush 41.
Mm-hmm.
David Copperfield. Yep.
I thought that was real funny.
Alan, I knew a guy in college who got gonorrhea in his throat from orally pleasuring a 76-year-old woman.
Oh.
That sounds fake.
No,
but I'll take your word for it.
He made
I'm
up
sorry?
a story.
Why would they make up a story like that?
Why would,
And why would you-
why would a college kid make up a story?
And why would you tell people that, even if it was true, how would anybody other than you and the 76-year-old woman know that? Maybe she was a crazy hot 76-year-old woman. Maybe she lied about her age.
Cher?
Well, no, we talked about an 80-year-old woman who, like, I think she lived in New York City, and she hangs out with all these, like, 20-something-year-olds, and they all bang her because it's like a story.
They all what story? I banged an 80-year-old woman. How is it?
We talked about this on the show.
I'm sure we did. I still just don't know how that's a story.
Like, she was an okay-looking 80-year-old, and she would still hang out at the bars with all, like, the 25-year-olds, and the guys would, like, she was like a novelty at that point.
They just pass her around.
I don't know if they were doing it all together, but, like,
after my Sydney died, I didn't want to be with anyone. And then all these college blokes were coming up to me in the bar, buying me Rob Roy's.
Imagine saying my girlfriend's 60 years older than me. Like, bro.
Well, yeah, I don't think they were boyfriend and girlfriend, but.
She's like, I date young ones.
I date young ones. You sure do. Okay, I'm going to break. I'll have those Story of the Year passes for you. If you dig that band, they're coming to Cleveland. They're going to play just for you. They're going to play 20 years of Page Avenue. That's what they're celebrating on tour January 6th. Oh, that's tomorrow night. Want to go see Story of the Year tomorrow night? We'll send you the tickets. I will hook you up coming back.
From the Universal Windows Direct Weather Center, WMMS Weather.
Tonight, mostly cloudy, down to 25. Tomorrow, cloudy, some snow showers, a high in the upper 30s. Sunday, snow changing to rain showers, high Sunday, mid-30s.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. At Mattress Firm's once-a-year sale and clearance, you can save up to 60% on select mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Here's to better sleep in 2024. The right mattress matters, and Mattress Firm will find yours.
Why settle for a percentage of your home's equity when you can have it all with TrueHold? Let me explain.